Hello everybody, this is Order 2 here, and today I'm bringing you a game, well not a game, Land of the Dead Warcamp Siege. This took place on October the 4th, 2010. This is patch 1.3.6. And what I wanted to talk about today was the Warhammer Online in general. Now, the reason I wanted to do this video is because I wanted to talk about the recognition the Warhammer Online gets, and in my personal opinion, I don't think it gets enough recognition. It doesn't get the amount of recognition it deserves. I think it's a very underrated MMO, and yes, there are quite a lot of players playing it, but nowhere near as much as other games, and I think that's kind of disappointing. You know, a lot of videos you see of MMOs, and when you say an MMO to somebody, they think, oh, yeah, World of Warcraft. Well, there are other MMOs out there. I'm not saying that World of Warcraft or Lord of the Rings Online or whatever are bad games. I'm just saying that there are other games out there as well. It's not just World of Warcraft. I did play World of Warcraft for a few months. Then I started playing. I downloaded the trial for Warhammer Online, and I just love that. I love Warhammer Online. I think it's the RVR that does it. It's brilliant, but also I love the story behind it as well. But anyway, I don't think it gets the recognition it deserves. And I mean, there's the end of this year, I believe, there's an RVR pack coming out, an expansion pack. That should really, I think, boost the amount of players playing it, and also the previous players who maybe stopped playing it will want to come back to play it. So hopefully that'll boost its popularity a bit. And I'm hoping to do some videos on that in the future as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, like I say, this is a Warcamp Siege in Land of the Dead. There wasn't loads of us here. There was a few Order in the Warcamp, but not too many. So I'm sorry if it's kind of a boring gameplay. Over the past few days, Order have kind of been dominating, so there's not been that much exciting gameplay, really. Not many fair battles or anything, so... Excuse me. So, yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk about as well was... I think with World of Warcraft, when people compare World of Warcraft and Warhammer Online, for example... I don't think you can compare them in a way, because yes, they are both MMORPGs, but they're both different. World of Warcraft, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, there's bound to be some people who are going to say I'm wrong, but in general it is a PvE based game. For those of you who don't know what it is, that's players versus environment, so things like dungeons and quests and stuff. Warhammer Online is a more PvP or RVR based game, which is player versus player, so playing real life players from the other realm. And in this case, on Warhammer Online, it's Destruction and Order. So when people compare Warhammer Online and World of Warcraft, I don't really think that you can compare them as a game in a whole, because it's kind of unfair, because I mean, Warhammer Online's PvE is brilliant. Tomb of the Vulture Lord, Lost Vale, they're brilliant dungeons. I think they're really fun. And you can get mix that gear with some PvP gear. You've got some quite nasty combinations there, which are quite deadly. But yeah, I mean, the PvE in it is brilliant. It's really, really good. But the RVR really makes Warhammer Online the game it is. It really shines out. Whereas, World of Warcraft, when you see that, you think, oh yeah, dungeons, quests and stuff, and it is brilliant. I think World of Warcraft's PvE is brilliant. There are so many different dungeons out there. Some of the quests are really fun to do. And yeah, I love playing. I mean, you can join up with other players as well. Obviously, you do that in dungeons and everything. I think it's really good, and with World of Warcraft, the scenery is quite more cartoony style than other MMOs out there. I think that's one good thing about it as well, is it makes it different from other games, and it's quite a beautiful game. But same with Warhammer Online as well. The graphics are slightly less, they're a lot less more cartoony, slightly better graphics. So it brings a more realistic gameplay. And you know, it's just a whole different feel to the game. The graphics of a game can make the difference between whether you like it or not, because it all depends on what it looks like when you're playing the game. And Warhammer Online, World of Warcraft, Lord of the Rings Online, they're all different and they're all beautiful games. And you know, I don't think you can really compare them as a game in a whole. You could probably compare the PvE or PvP with each other, then fair enough. But as a game as a whole, I don't think you can really do it. And when people are always arguing which is best, I'm not saying either of them are best. In my personal opinion, I think they're all good. It's all just really what you're looking for. And I prefer playing PvP, or RVR as it's known in Warhammer Online. Yeah, and that's what does it for me, really, I think, as well. And it's the graphics as well. I love World of Warcraft graphics, don't get me wrong. I think the cartoony style is really good, but at the end of the day, I personally prefer the graphics in Warhammer Online. So, more about my character on Warhammer Online. I've got a level 40, renown rank 72 chopper at this time. Actually, no, I think in the video he's renown rank 71, actually, but he's renown rank 72 now. He's the one who you can see at the moment. I've also got a level 40 Black Orc, renown rank 41, I think. And I'm also starting to level a healer, level 13 Shaman as well. But yeah, this character, as you can see, the gear he's got. Now, the gear I'm wearing actually is, some people might think it's noobish. I think it's really good because I've not gone so much for stats, but more for the crit. I don't know if I show you in the video, I can't remember, but basically there's the helmet that I'm wearing is the influence reward in the tier 4 Chaos RVR area. Scully of the Fist, it's called. And I'm wearing that purely just because of the melee crit. Because I was wearing different combinations with my gear, and I wanted to see how high I could get my crit level. And obviously, with me only being renown rank 72, I'm not that high, but I'm still quite high. So yeah, I'm wearing that. I'm wearing that with a combination of Warlord. I've got Warlord shoulders, the Warlord chest, Warlord gloves, Warlord belt, and then I've also, I think in this video, I've got Conqueror Stompers now. The only reason I'm wearing that is because of the crit again. I just wanted because I haven't got Dark Promise Stompers yet. The amount of times I've gone into Lost Vale and I just haven't got them at all. I've got all Dark Promise apart from the Stompers, so yeah. But normally I don't wear them. I wear I wear a mix of Invader boots and belt, and then the rest Warlord. The cape I'm wearing is God's Cloak of Might, I think it's called. It's got a 3% melee crit. It's got some nice stats as well. You get it in a purple bag from a keep take. A keep defense, I think. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, and then the weapons, renown rank 65 and renown rank 55 weapon. So yeah, that's pretty standard. My tank that I've got, he's not so much. I don't work him as much, so he's not that brilliant. I just made him as an alt because the guild that I'm in, we don't really have as many tanks, so I thought I'd level him for the guild. The last thing I want to talk about is this RVR pack that's coming out for Warhammer Online. Now, as I said, I think it's really going to help boost its popularity again and get some old players coming back to it. But also, I'm really looking forward to making it no longer weight hammer. Now, this is a issue that's been around ever since Warhammer Online came out, and I'm finally glad it's been addressed. One thing they're doing in each zone now, they want to split up the Zerg more, and what they're doing is, they did a podcast video, and I'm trying to remember what it was. It's basically each realm starts off with one keep in the zone, and there are 4 battle objectives still. Then you capturing battle objectives is slightly different now. I think you have to escort something. They're making it similar to the city sieges in a way. And then once you have all the objectives, then you go for the keeps, and there's no longer keep lords as well, and there's no longer doors, so you don't have to hit the rams. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope that really brings it popularity back. So I'm going to end this video right now. Thank you all for watching. Check out my channel if you haven't already. Subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.